Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 19 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. We're almost out of the teens. I'm telling you, this challenge goes by super fast. And for those of you who are having some anxiety about your progress, believe me, we are building momentum. Okay, progress for some of you, or a lot of you for that matter, is a little bit tends to be a little bit slow in the beginning. Okay, it's just the way it goes. You're learning the system, trying to get your numbers. The system does become a little more intense as the challenge goes on. Okay, so don't fret. You got to keep going and trust the system. All right. Okay. I got a lot of questions. I'm not going to talk about fat today. I will leave it for another day, tomorrow perhaps. Let's get into questions here. Somebody asked, is interval training the same as cardio? This is a really good question, actually. So cardio is anything that essentially works your heart. So grocery shopping is cardio. It's not really hard. It's not hard cardio, but it is cardio. Walking around is cardio. Gardening is cardio because you're probably going to elevate your heart rate to some degree above normal, maybe only slightly, but it's still cardio. Cardio just means the primary workload is placed on the cardiovascular system. Okay, the reason why we don't call weight training cardiovascular is because the primary focus is on the musculoskeletal system. Okay, and the nervous system to some degree, obviously, but you don't think about that. You just think about your muscles. But you can only tax your muscles by using your nervous system. So that's why we call weight training instead of cardio. But weight training is cardio. Okay, so is interval training cardio? Well, you're elevating your heart rate, yes. So it is cardio. Okay, anything that works your cardiovascular system being your heart, and of course your heart's pumping blood through your vascular system, your veins and your arteries. That is cardiovascular. Okay, so anytime somebody says to you that weight training is not cardiovascular, do a set of squats for 10 reps with your max weight. And tell me that's not cardio, okay? It's very cardio. It's more cardio than a lot of cardio is. All right, something else related to cardio here, I think. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna bring this up right now. So somebody asked about bringing heart rate down between intervals. They can't bring their heart rate down to the lower rate in between intervals. That is okay. All I want you to do is to use the intensity that you used in your warm-up to get your heart rate to that lower state. Listen, unless you're in extremely good cardiovascular shape, you're an endurance athlete, you're not going to get your heart rate down in between intervals. It won't happen, okay? Especially as we make the intervals harder. So don't worry about that. The point is, though, use whatever. So let's say you're on a bike. You're at a certain resistance on the bike to get your heart rate up to that lower level. That's all I'm saying is you will use that resistance level for your time in between your intervals. That same resistance level. Okay? Not getting your heart rate down, don't worry about it. All right, so I hope I answered your question. Let me know if I did. Somebody had mentioned that they are having a hard time getting their macros and also their caloric intake. Okay, so don't worry about your caloric intake. If you get your macros, you get your caloric intake. Now, your accounting app, MyFitnessPal, maybe some of you are using Lose It. It rounds macros. It rounds the calories and macros. So you might get all your macro numbers, but your calories are off by 100 or 200 or 300 or something like that, okay? Probably not 300, but they might be off by 150 or something like that. That's normal. Don't worry about that. As long as you get your macros, that's all I care about, okay? What are we doing for time? All right, 5 minutes in. Somebody has mentioned about trying to lift heavier weights. they need to try lifting heavier weights. And this was more just a comment. They said that they're reluctant to try heavier weight, but when they do, they realize that they're strong enough to do it. Okay, this is really, really important. Now, I realize that we're going through a period of, testing the waters here. We are exploring, so to speak. So you don't really know how strong you are. So I'm going to encourage you, without, hurting your form, your technique, your mechanics, your tempo, the speed at which you're doing the reps, the control. Without changing any of that, try to go as heavy as you can, okay? I'm going to keep reminding you, go as heavy as you can. This is really, really important, okay? I'll say it again, without compromising your tempo, okay? That is, the speed of the reps. You want control on those eccentrics, okay? When you're going through the phase where the muscle is stretching, like the down phase on a squat or a bench press, or the down phase on a assisted pull-up. Okay, there's many other examples, obviously. Control, you want to be able to control that weight, control the movement, right? So mechanics, tempo, your form, okay, thinking about connecting to the muscle, all these things, we don't want to compromise that for the sake of more weight, okay? So you go as heavy as you can while maximizing all those, traits that I want you to adhere to, okay? All those cues, all those lifting cues. All right? Okay. I'm almost at 7 minutes. Let's make this video a little bit shorter, although I do have a lot of other questions here. But these questions are going to be more... Okay, let me answer this one quickly. Beef jerky as a protein source. Yes, totally fine. Just be careful because some of the beef jerky is lathered with sugar. And obviously look for preservatives too, okay? You kind of want to stay away from some of the comments, preservatives like, what's that? Now slipped my mind. There's a common one out there. I can't remember it. Anyways, it'll come to me. I'll tell you later. Just try to get beef jerky that doesn't have sugar added to it. All right. Spices are fine. Okay. And of course, look at the preservatives as well. Okay. But yes, beef jerky is totally fine as a protein source. Okay. Message of the day. In order to see change, because that's what you all want, you want change, right? You have to will the change. You have to have the will. You have to have the will, the want, the desire, the passion. You can't slack, you gotta attack, okay? You've gotta have the will to make the change, right? You gotta do. You've gotta make sure you follow through and do, okay? So, follow the system, right? Get in your 3 cardios as exactly outlined. Not something sort of the same, not doing yoga in place of it. Do the cardio, do the weights, the whole program, and get your weight training in 3 days per week. And, of course, your diet numbers. And I'm going to expect more and more out of you as the weeks go on. Okay, I'm going to start to close in that percentage gap that I want in terms of how close you get your macro numbers to your target numbers. Okay? All right, that's it. Submit and commit, you guys. Positive energy, positive vibes. Give off positive vibes. Be positive. There's no sense in being negative. Perspective is everything. All right. And honestly, when you are positive, you will change. You'll be happier. All right. Overall, you will be a happier person. Believe in yourself and always give gratitude. I will talk to you guys all soon. I think I figured out this clicker. I've only used it like, I don't know, 500 times.